Hi there. So the first thing you're going to do is you have to prepare your ingredients. I'm going to turn on the gas on medium high, and I have this Italian sausage that I'm going to brown. And brown is basically frying it in a frying pan until it turns, you got it, brown. And there's no pink left in it. So when you brown meat, you do it on a higher temperature. Sometimes you can put a little bit of oil in it, but this meat has enough fat. It's going to melt, render, so I don't really think it needs any extra oil in there to keep it from like burning or anything. I'm going to turn it down a little bit. Now, since this is pork, it's not going to get super brown the way that beef from a cow gets much darker brown. And I'll do another recipe where we brown beef. Whoops. Where we brown beef, and I think that's enough. And you'll see how brown the beef gets compared to the pork. Pork is from a pig, beef is from a cow. It is nice and brown. No pink left in there. Okay, so these are the other ingredients for the 5-minute lasagna. First, some full-fat ricotta cheese. We're going to use a 1/4 cup of that. Pepperoni. Italian sausage, which I just browned. Mozzarella cheese, which we're going to shred. Tomato sauce. Italian seasoning. And garlic powder. Okay, now I'm going to prepare some of the ingredients. I have 1/3 cup of pepperoni. You can also buy pepperoni sausage and cut it into cubes. You need about 1/3 cup. I have this for pizza already that way. It's 1/4 cup of the browned pork, 1/2 cup of tomato sauce. It's going to be 1/2 teaspoon of the Italian seasoning and 1/8 teaspoon of the garlic powder. The ricotta cheese, we need 1/4 cup. So if you're going to be exact about it, as exact as possible, is like that. There you go. So we have 1/4 cup of that. And now we just have to grate the mozzarella cheese. And we need 1/2 cup of grated mozzarella. Let's see how much we have. This is half a cup. Let's do a little bit more. I think that's good. There we go. It's about a half a cup of the shredded mozzarella cheese. So I prefer to buy it in a block like this and shred it myself than to buy the pre-shredded, because when you buy the pre-shredded, they put some other like starchy stuff inside to keep it from sticking together, and I like to stay away from that starchy stuff. Okay, so we have all of our ingredients, and we're going to assemble the lasagnas in these little bowls. Just has to be something that's 8 to 10 ounces and that goes in a microwave. All right, now we're just going to assemble. You put the ricotta in the bottom, so half in each. And I'm gonna kind of flatten it. So this is almost, I mean, it's not a noodle, it's not a lasagna noodle, because this is low carb, but it's kind of taking the place of the pasta, is the ricotta. Okay. So there's that. That's the bottom layer. Next, your pepperoni. Split evenly between the two servings. That was about 6 each. Okay. Then the sausage, evenly between the two. Looks pretty even. Okay. Then you're going to take about half of the mozzarella. You're going to leave half for the top. Oops. Oops, that's probably a little bit too much. Okay. Now I'm going to put the sauce on top. Now, if you've ever made an actual lasagna, you do layers and then you do more layers. This is kind of just one layer. This is a quick lasagna. And then you put on your seasoning, half a teaspoon of the Italian seasoning, which is Italian seasoning is a combination, I think, of, well, certainly oregano. And let's see, marjoram, rosemary, basil, thyme, oregano, and sage. So that's all those together. And then this is garlic powder. And this, a little goes a long way, as a saying, and it's true of garlic powder. You really don't want to put too much in there. In fact, if I want my 7-year-old to eat it, I'm not going to put any in, not very much in there at all, because he does not like the taste of that. All right, and then on top of the seasoning, you put the rest of the mozzarella to top it off. That's not enough. I went a little heavy-handed on the mozzarella layer, and now I don't have enough for the top, so I'm going to grate a little bit more. And through the magic of video editing, we have more mozzarella. You know, in cooking, as opposed to baking, you have a lot more flexibility with how much ingredients you put in, and whether you sometimes even completely eliminate something like that garlic powder. In baking, you don't have quite as much flexibility because everything is balanced and depends on the amounts being correct. All right, now we're going to put these in the microwave. Okay, so now we're going to microwave. Now it completely depends on your microwave. So I'm going to start it at 45 seconds, and then we're going to see if it's nice and bubbly or if we need to increase the time. Okay, the second 45 seconds is done, and now it is super hot. Even though, so I'm going to wear these gloves. Even though these are microwavable dishes, still super hot. Now comes the part that takes the longest, and that is waiting for them to cool. You need to wait 5 to maybe even 10 minutes for this to cool to the level that it's not going to burn your face off. So now we wait. Hi, it's been 10 minutes, so I'm going to go ahead and try it. See what it looks like. And I'm glad we did that extra cheese. It's really good. It's really good. Very low carb and super fast. And actually, you can get it all ready and put it in the refrigerator and not microwave it until you get home from work or school, and then zap it. I think it's better if you zap it for 45 seconds and then add more than to go for a minute and a half. But like, I can refrigerate this now for later, but you can make it, put it in the fridge, and then when you come home, zap it, and you have lasagna. 5-minute lasagna.